Have you ever used a formula or a sequence of formulas over and over again, typing it out in a calculator every time? Wouldn't it be great if you could save those formulas somewhere so that when you want to use them, all you have to do is type in the inputs and get the outputs? Solutionist is an app for the iPhone that allows you to do just that. Here's an example. This is the formula to calculate the monthly payments on a loan. It takes three inputs: the principal amount, the interest rate, and the duration of the loan, and gives the monthly payment as output. That's formula number 1. Next, we can take this output and multiply it with the duration to get the total amount paid over time. That's formula number 2. Let's call this set a calculation template, or calc for short. It takes 3 inputs and gives 2 outputs. Solutionist allows you to easily create a calculation template like this on your iPhone. Once created, all you have to do is to open the calc, type in the inputs, and get the outputs. It's as easy as that. Notice how the values are complemented with a prefix or suffix like a dollar sign or the word months. The outputs are also rounded to 2 decimals. There are simple settings in Solutionist to accomplish this. Here is another example. A calc to calculate a taxi fare. Notice that a taxi fare is not a fixed formula. The first few miles will have a base fare, and once the minimum distance is crossed, the formula is used to calculate the fare. Solutionist allows you to create a calc like this just as easily, because it allows you to assign different formulas to an output field based on conditions. In addition to creating and using calcs, you can share your calculation templates with other Solutionist users. Let's jump into a demo of these features. First, let's see how to use calcs. The app is organized into tabs. The first tab, Calculate, is where you use the calcs. It is organized into folders. Each folder can hold multiple calcs. Once you tap open a calc, it lists all the input fields in blue and all output fields in orange. Tapping on an input field will bring a keyboard. The outputs will change as and when you type. The up and down buttons will allow you to cycle through all the input fields without the need to tap on each one of them. The reset button will reset the input field's value to a default. Swiping right on a field will copy the value in that field. This can be pasted into other fields or to other apps. Swiping left on an input field will paste a copied value into the field. If Solutionist encounters a mathematical error while calculating, such as a divide by 0 error, it displays error in the output field. Tapping on the field will display the reason for the error. That concludes using calcs. The second feature is sharing. In the folder or calc list, tapping on Share at the top right allows you to select the folders or calcs you want to share. Select and tap Done. This will bring a share sheet where you can use AirDrop, Mail, or any open file management app you have installed on your device to share the selected items. That's sharing. Next, creating and editing calcs. All editing can be done in the Editor tab. With the editor, you can add, delete, move, or rearrange lists in ways common to iOS. For the sake of demonstration, we'll see how to create a simple calc to solve a third-grade problem. If there are n chocolates and each chocolate costs $C, what is the total cost? First, we go to the Editor tab. Notice the blue line at the top. This gives an indication that we are in the Editor tab. Here are a list of folders that we saw in the Calculate tab with some edit options. Tapping on the Add icon at the top right will add a new folder. Once we enter the name, tap the folder to enter. Notice that the name of the folder appears at the top in a blue bar. We can tap on it any time to change the name of the folder. There are no calcs on this folder, so let's add one by tapping on the Add icon. After entering the name, let's enter the calc. Once here, we can create and set all the fields used in the calculation. Let's add 3 fields and call it N, C, and total. We can now go to the Calculate tab to see the effects of these changes. We see that our calc is created with 3 fields but has no details. So now let's set them. Back to the editor, we open a field. This is an input field, so let's leave it as that. We will set the display name, number of chocolates. Back in the Calculate tab, we see this name reflected. We set the default value as well. Clicking on the Reset button in the Calculate tab will reset the input field to this value. Now let's set the other input field, cost per chocolate. We could add a prefix to this value, $space. Having the Calculate and Editor tab side by side allows us to easily see the changes as and when we make it. Now let's set the output field. Open the total field and change the field type to output. The formula screen allows some powerful formula settings based on conditions, which we will see in a while. But for now, we only need one simple formula. So tap on Use Formula to set it. Tap on the Fields button to list all the fields that can be used in the formula. C multiplied by N. And that's it. We have created what we wanted. We can now use this calculation template and it works pretty straightforward. Enter number of chocolates and cost and get the total. But for the sake of demonstration, let's add a little twist. Let's give a 5% discount if there are 10 or more chocolates. Let's open the formula screen and add a condition. Tapping on the add icon will add a conditional formula to the list. Tap open the condition screen and here we can enter the condition. N is greater than or equal to 10. Let's go back and tap the related formula to add the formula to be used. C multiplied by N multiplied by open bracket. Notice how the buttons get grayed out automatically as we type, guiding us to enter a valid formula. 1 minus 5 divided by 100, close bracket. Now we have entered the formula for 5% discount. Let's go back to the formula screen. These conditions are checked in the order in which they are listed. Since the very first condition is always true, it gets checked and that formula will always get used. The conditions that are listed after that are not even checked, so they are never used. We don't want that. The app even warns us about it. We will have to reorder the conditions. Tap on Edit for this. We can then touch drag to reorder the conditions. Now it's done. If number of chocolates is greater than 10, give a 5% discount. Else, which is an always true condition, the regular cost is calculated. And that's it. We have reached the end of this demo. Creating a calc is as easy as adding fields and making a few intuitive settings. And you could have multiple steps where the output of one formula can be used in another formula. This multi-step condition-based design will allow you to create some very powerful calcs. Solutionist comes with some sample calcs that demonstrates its capabilities. Play with it and you'll be creating calcs and sharing it in no time. Thanks for watching.